Hi everyone! Great to see you again. I have been very busy today making something, and I wonder if you can guess what it might be. Let's have a little look. Well, if you guessed that it was a crown, you are absolutely right. It's not a fantastic one. I'm quite sure you boys and girls could make something an awful lot better than mine. But the reason I made the crown was because today's story is about a queen in the Bible. And this queen is called Esther. Let's have a listen to today's story. Esther was the queen of Persia. Even her husband King Xerxes didn't know her secret. Esther was Jewish. Esther's cousin Mordecai worked at the palace and looked out for her. Xerxes' advisor Haman received a great reward. He was very proud. Everyone except Mordecai bowed down to him. Haman was insulted. He vowed to kill Mordecai and all the Jews. Haman told Xerxes that the Jews were dangerous and should die. Xerxes agreed and set a day to kill them. Mordecai was terrified and sent a message to Queen Esther. "Change the king's mind," said Mordecai. "If I go to him without his invitation, he can have me killed," Esther replied. "Perhaps you were made queen just for this moment," said Mordecai. Esther bravely agreed to try. She went to the throne room. King Xerxes was amazed by her beauty and invited her in. "Can we have dinner with Haman?" she asked. Haman was building a big gallows in the backyard. He planned to hang Mordecai on it. Then the king's invitation arrived, so Haman went to the palace for dinner. "A man wants to kill me and my people, the Jews," Esther told Xerxes. "Who would do such a thing?" he asked. "The evil Haman," Esther cried. "Haman? Guards, put him to death." So Haman was hanged on the gallows he'd built for Mordecai. Because of Esther, the Jews were saved. They celebrated with a great feast, which they observe to this day. Well, today's story was about a very brave and very beautiful queen called Esther. She was very brave because she wanted to try to help to save her people, the Jews. And so she went to see the king even when she hadn't been invited. And in those days, even though she was queen, because she hadn't been invited, well, she risked him killing her, putting her to death. Even though Esther was scared, God used her to save his people. And even though she was scared, God took care of her and looked after her. In the same way, whenever we have to do things that we're maybe a little bit frightened of, we must remember that God is in control and He is taking care of us. Why don't you go and try and make one of these special crowns like Queen Esther would have had way back then. I hope you enjoyed today's story. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.